This is where I found my mother, laying face down at 3:30 in the morning. And I watched the ambulance right there drive out the driveway and take her to the hospital. I mean, right now you still have leaves on the trees, but this was December 11th is when she had her stroke. December 11th, 2017. So I have a very strong message today. Very strong message. A lot of people, when they contact me to be their snake diet coach, they're very polite and they're very flattering, and I appreciate that. I really do. But what I don't appreciate is when people insult my intelligence and they try to butter me up so that the snake diet coaching path that they hope to go on with me will be, for lack of a better word, easy. There's nothing easy about snake diet. That's why you have to be fire and brimstone when you do it. I can't help you if you're not absolutely fired up. There are other ways to get your weight under control, other purely legitimate ways to get your weight under control. If you are not willing to push yourself to the limit to do the snake diet, or if you're not willing to develop yourself, your sense of self, your sense of self-esteem, if you're not willing to develop that, then what can I do for you? If you're not willing to listen to somebody who's been there, who's been an addict, who's been an alcoholic, who's been a food addict, who's been an addict to so many different ways that society pulls you, then I don't want you as someone who's going to take my coaching, because I've got 14 people I'm helping, and half of them are lukewarm. But they're getting hot. But you have to step your game up. So here's the bottom line. I wish I could tell you everything's going to be okay, but I don't know the future. But I can guarantee you one thing. If you don't start giving a damn, and if you don't start really policing yourself, and I'm talking about that little voice in your head that tells you what to do, but you keep ignoring it and ignoring it, ignoring it, and let the years go by and by and by like you've been doing, then you're going to get the same results. And you're going to wind up on the floor at 3:30 in the morning with a heart attack or a stroke. And then for God knows how long, your family's going to be suffering right along with you while you struggle for your life. My mom fought for a year and 2 months. Yeah, she fought for a year and 2 months. And it was the most brutal year that she ever spent. And it was the most brutal year that I ever spent. And it was the most brutal year that my 81-year-old father ever spent. So here's the lesson in life. The bullshit never stops coming. It never ceases to come at you. It's relentless. So get your shit together. Because if you come to me and you're not ready to get your shit together, I'm going to know it, and I'm going to be very, very hard on you in an effort to get you to get your shit together. And if you can't get your shit together, then where do we go from there? Anybody who keeps putting out, I'm right there with you. But believe me, we'll both know when you're not putting out. And we'll both know when you're on your way to meeting 17 different doctors because your brain exploded in 5 different places. Or your heart exploded in your chest. And believe me, you would be very lucky to just die than to have to deal with that shit for a year and then die. The only other lucky way is if you have a heart attack or a stroke and you come back from it. And don't think that if you develop type 2 diabetes that you can't have your arm or your leg cut off as an old person. What does age have to do with it? If you develop gangrene in your limbs, it's got to go. If you develop gangrene because you've been eating too much fucking bullshit and sugar and not giving a damn about the beautiful body you've been given, arms and legs are coming off. Feet are coming off. Happened to my Aunt Ruby. At 84 years old, they took her right leg off at the hip because she was diabetic and never got her act together. And that killed her 2 months later because of an infection. This shit's real, man. It's Halloween time. The vicious cycle's happening. Kids are coming out. You know, I got people knocking on this door 2 days ago, and they were teenagers testing out their costumes, hoping I had some candy. I was like, wow, you guys are real early, right? But I don't celebrate Halloween. And they're like, well, why don't you celebrate Halloween? I said, well, I just don't believe in handing out sugar because you're wearing a costume. I don't partake in that anymore. And they went, oh, okay. And they turned around and they went. So I don't know, man. I just, I care about you guys. I really do. And the people that I coach, I care deeply about them. We talk and we share personal things about each other's lives so we can develop a relationship. Because part of being a coach is knowing who you're coaching on an intimate level. So you can tell them when they're screwing up. So you can tell them, hey, I don't know. Well, let's figure it out together. That's what coaching's about. And coaching is about absolute pure honesty. You got to be honest. When I screw up, I tell my coach, John Allen Reese, hey man, I screwed up. I ate X, Y, and Z, but here's what I did to fix it. And I make it happen. I fix it. Hopefully we have long lives to live. But please, don't come to me for coaching if you're not 100% ready to go. Okay? Because here's a little something about me. I've got a father who's dying of cancer. I've got a degree to finish. I've got scholarship groups that demand a good chunk of my time. I've got my training, and I've got to get this house for sale by June. And I've got to find a place to live by June. Because this is just too much house for me. It's just way too much. I don't need it. It's a money pit, right? And I've got to sell these 2 cars right here. Because the most expensive part about these cars is the repairs. And I'm going to be a teacher. These cars were left to me. So you got to live within your means, right? So that's why I'm sending this message out also today, because time is of the essence. We have to get that through our head. Time is of the essence. Okay? So let's make good use of our time. Let's get healthful. Let's get strong. Let's get after it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.